We have a major breaking news from Europe, Poland to be particular. The Polish government and the EU leaders are crying out foul because a few Russian drones lost track because of electronic warfare and entered Polish airspace. About 8 of them. Now, they are calling this a reckless act from Vladimir Putin, trying to escalate this war beyond Ukraine. Yeah? Hey! Reckless act of trying to escalate the war beyond Ukraine. Big grammar. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States and the EU have been attacking Russian Federation. They've been recklessly attacking Russia for the last 3 years. And through Ukraine, by the way. And they have openly continued hostility against Russia by pumping weapons into Ukraine. But for the EU leaders to come out today, the 10th of September 2025, to say Russia is showing reckless act of, being reckless by trying to escalate the war beyond Ukraine. I'm baffled. I'm shocked. I'm surprised. Or am I lost here or something? So, the fire is going near to Europe now. And they are all afraid. Not knowing what Vladimir Putin is planning next. All right, let the war begin. Let the major war begin. I think it's about time this war go into Europe. Since they won't allow the war in Ukraine to end, since they won't do the right thing, maybe it is about time for the main war to start. For them, for them themselves to start having sleepless night, right? It's about time, because I said this many times in some of my videos that the only way this war will end is for it to become a major battle between Europe or NATO and Russia. Then everybody will buckle up. Everybody will do the right thing. Well, I'm still waiting for Article 5 to be triggered. Is anyone else waiting for Article 5 to be triggered? They talk about Article 5 all the time. And I also made videos in the past telling you guys, trying to explain what Article 5 means. They are using this Article 5 to deceive all these little NATO countries and little European countries. Article 5 does not cover you. Hey, listen. Article 5, as far as I'm concerned, had only been used once, and that was during 9/11. And significantly, the bar to use Article 5 is very high. It's not something that had ever been used, but during 9/11, Article 5 was used when, other incident happened. But for little Poland to actually think or to actually be hoping that NATO is going to shield them, well, I wish Poland all the best of luck. But at this point in time, and at the point I was making this video, nobody in Europe, none of the European leaders, not even the United States, is discussing Article 5 being a possibility in this case. None of them is talking about Article 5 being a possibility in this case, which means Article 5 is gone out of the window, right? Instead, Article 4 had been requested by Donald Tusk, the Polish Prime Minister, or the Polish leader. He requested for Article 4, which means all members can sit down to discuss the danger that was posed by these drones going into Polish territory. Zelensky took advantage because, as you know, Zelensky has been looking for a way to involve NATO in this war, like God knows, forever. Zelensky said 1 drone is a mistake, but for 8 drones to fly into Polish territory, he said, nah, that is an attack on Poland, and that is an attack on NATO. He said Vladimir Putin is testing the West. He has a bigger plan than Ukraine in mind. And I'm started thinking, you people haven't seen anything. You will never see anything. You haven't seen anything yet. The ultimate question is, all the EU leaders are complaining, they are mourning, they are lamenting. But the main question we need to ask, the real question at the bottom of all of this is, what are they going to do about it? Let's forget all the stories we're seeing on headline, the news, all the hype. Forget about all of that. The main question I'm asking you watching right now, what is NATO going to do about it? What is the EU going to do about it? This is reality check. This is not all the talk. Everybody, hey, NATO will do this, NATO will do that. Article 5, Article 16. What are they going to do about it now? And to be sure, to be real, to be honest with you, I believe Russia is actually testing NATO. It's about time they start to move toward NATO, because for a long time, Russia had tried to contain that war in Ukraine, but they are testing Russia. And Russia had continued to overcome all the tests. But right now, Russia is trying to test them. Now, this is what I believe, because I don't believe 8 drones would have mistakenly You know me, I'm very honest, I'm very straightforward. I'm not going to lie. 8 drones to have mistakenly flown into Poland. That is not, Maybe it's a mistake, but I don't, come on, 8 drones, but maybe it's a mistake. They say it was a mistake. Now, let me make you laugh before you go. Quickly, let me make you laugh because I'm watching the time. The Kremlin had declined to even say anything in regard to these drones going into Polish territory. Russia completely declined to comment after those drones violated Polish airspace. The Russian spokesman, Dmitry, what's his name again? Peskov said, Russia is not going to comment on this. We will not comment on this. He said, it is not for us to do so, but it is a matter for the Russian Ministry of Defense to respond in due course. So please, don't ask me the question about don't ask me the question about some drones or anything. I'm not going to comment on it. It's a matter of the Russian Defense Ministry to comment on it when the time is right. And Peskov continued. He said something that was really interesting. He said, anyway, why are they making it a big deal now? Because the EU leaders and NATO had always accused Russia of provocations on a daily basis, usually without backing it up. What about the attacks on Russian soil? What about the attacks that have deleted Russian citizens? What about their own attacks that had affected Russian energy and oil infrastructures? What do we call that? That was the question Peskov asked. And then he stood up and walked away. Ladies and gentlemen, the war is about to start. But I don't think some people are ready for the war. They're testing Russia. But Russia is beginning to get a little bit more. 8 drones, mistake. Okay, hold on. Keep your head where your head is, okay? Article 5 will not, okay, will not cover you. If you're a Polish citizen and you're watching this, you know what it is. This is the first time your country had come close to another war situation since World War II. You know the history. You know what Russia has done to your country. Be careful. Hold your leader to account. Tell them to step back and step away from this. Because at the end of the day, once bombs start to drop, my friend, it is going to become a different long story. I wish you all the best. But what do you guys think? Leave a comment. Let's talk about it.